Hello everyone, it's Latoya here. So as you can tell from today's video, it's going to be about depression. And I know that that's probably, not necessarily the funnest topic, obviously, to talk about, but it's something that I am affected by personally in multiple ways in my life. And I suspect that a lot of you may actually, be affected by depression as well. And it's kind of gloomy outside today. Like I'm looking out the window and it's all rainy and, it's kind of, you could still see remnants of snow out here. It just kind of made me think about, you know, this time of year is really hard for me just because of the weather more. A lot of people might suffer from seasonal affectiveness disorder, which I know that I personally, have bouts with that. And, seasonal affectiveness disorder is just really when you kind of suffer from depression because, when you're kind of in this dreary type weather. And for me, because I live in a place that does, for the most part, have 4 seasons, this type of year is just like, what, you're stuck inside, it's dreary outside all the time. And, I love to be in the sun and, that just like energizes me. So when there isn't a lot of sun, I'm kind of like, my mood is really down. But I also am kind of genetically disposed to depression because my mom suffers from depression and has for many years. And I have been doing some reading about it because I have been going through a really hard time in my life over the past couple of years. The last few months have been really challenging for me, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it. I'll tell you guys about it. But I started kind of doing some research to just see, like, okay, am I really suffering from depression? Because I haven't necessarily went to the doctor. I just know how I feel, and so I mean, you know how you feel. You know when you're feeling depressed, and I don't need a doctor to tell me that. And I know that I don't have it all the time. So I think, for the most time, it's either like times of the year like this, or obviously when I'm going through something that's really challenging, I tend to suffer from depression. And, you guys are obviously getting to know me. You're new to my channel. This is one of my first videos, still kind of in my first stages of videos that I'm doing on my channel, but I thought it was important to do this video because it's something that's affecting me right now. And I hope to be able to look back on this and, see the growth and just see how far I've come. And I want to share that with all of you. And so, it's like I'm 38 years old. I don't have a lot of like drama in my life or just going all the time, so my life can sometimes become routine. And I think that's kind of where it all started. I, felt like I was kind of in a rut, and obviously you look around and, people's lives are changing and they're doing different things. And, sometimes I was feeling like I wasn't really doing different things. And it's just my perspective, obviously. And I feel like I was feeling like sometimes that kind of life was passing me by, and I have decided that, I want to not allow that to happen. And you guys have probably felt, the same way at some point in your life. You may be feeling like that right now, that, when you just kind of look around and you're kind of like, life is happening to me, but I'm not doing anything. Like I'm not progressing. I'm just kind of living life as it happens. And I'm not that kind of person. Like I want to make things happen for myself, and it doesn't have to be anything grand or, I'm not trying to be like a millionaire or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just making sure that I'm feeling fulfilled and the person that I am in all aspects of my life, whether it's spiritually, whether it's emotionally, physically, financially, that I just feel like there are things that I can do to kind of steer my life in the direction that I want it to go. And I don't feel like I've been doing that. And I'm 38 years old, almost 39. And so a couple of years ago is kind of when it all started. actually it's so crazy to say a couple of years ago, but in 2014 I had been working for a company for about 10 for 10 years, and management changed, so like my boss had left and the new boss came, and the new boss was not in my location. They were in another state, and I got laid off from my job. And I had never been laid off from my job. I've known people that have been laid off for their job, and I know, I could just imagine how challenging it could be. You're used to, a certain lifestyle. You're used to getting up in the morning, you're used to having a paycheck. So, I know that can be stressful. So that's kind of when it started. In November of 2014 is when I got laid off. But I end up getting, well, I take that back. September is when I technically got notified I was going to be laid off. November was when I actually left the company. But I actually ended up getting another job right away. And so I thought that, maybe this is good, that I'm getting this job right away. Maybe this is my chance to, do something new. And, so I was like looking forward to it, right? And so I ended up, I got this new job and started the new job in November. And after like a couple of months, I was working for two people, a man and a woman. And yeah, it did not turn out the way I thought it would. And so 6-7 months later, I was out of a job again. Yeah. So coming from somebody who started working in high school, who has never been without a job, now I felt like I had lost 2 jobs in a matter of 7 months. I mean, that was just crazy to me. So I had always kind of wanted to be my own boss. And so I thought, maybe now that this is happening, I'm going to look at this as a positive, because that's the kind of person I try to be. I try to be a glass half full kind of person. And so I said, okay, I'm not going to look at this as negative, that, okay, you lost like 2 jobs in the past 7 months, that, this is an opportunity for me to finally start my own business. And so that's what I've been trying to do for the past 7-8 months. I had kind of been, like, I had a client that I had been working for a few years, just kind of on the side. So that helped, that I at least had one client. And then I thought, and this is probably my, idealistic, fantasy, not necessarily being always realistic about things. It's like, oh, okay, I'll just be able to, all I need is like 1 or 2 more clients and I'll be good to go, right? Yeah, that hasn't really happened yet. So now we're here in November, December of 2015, and I've got 1 client. I'm barely paying my bills. Actually, I'm really not paying my bills. I mean, I'm paying stuff, but I'm behind on things, and it's really stressful. Finances has always been kind of a stressful thing for me. And so when I wasn't dealing with it, it was like, oh, like a lift off my shoulders. I just felt good that I wasn't having to worry about finances. So now I'm like in worse shape than I was when I was having financial problems when I was in my 20s. It's just been really, really stressful. And so I found myself in a very depressive state. And you'll learn this about me as you get to know me, watch my videos and things like that, that I'm a really sensitive person. And things touch me. I can be intense, and, I'm passionate about things. And, so things really hit me hard. And, I just felt like, or I'd been feeling like a failure. It's like I can't make, I couldn't make things work with my jobs, and even though that wasn't my fault, you still just kind of in your mind, you're like going over these things. And then, I was feeling like I was falling down in other avenues of my life, like my spirituality. I was feeling spiritually weak, and I haven't been able to lose weight, and, now my finances are all jacked up, and, it just I've been feeling really useless and just really like a failure. And I have been really depressed, like, and being home, and even though I'm trying to work from home and things like that, it's really hard to kind of stay positive when you've got bill collectors calling you, or that you have these things hanging over your head. And so I would literally be, I could be laughing one moment and the next thing you know, I'm crying. And I don't like to be that way. And I know that when you're suffering from depression, that, so a lot of it's uncontrollable. I mean, it's serious. It's a serious illness. And I've never gotten to the point where I tried to take my own life. I can't say that I haven't thought about it, just because I've been kind of teetering on this for years. But I'm an only child. I love my parents, and I just wouldn't want to do that to them. That's just something that is what helps me. Like, I just would not want to do that to my parents. And then because of my faith too, I wouldn't want to, do anything that would make me look bad in God's eyes. And so I haven't, I haven't felt like, I'm gonna take my own life or anything like that. But it's a struggle, it's a struggle. It's like I stay in bed, you don't want to eat. And the crazy thing is, like, you stay in bed, but then sometimes you can't sleep. So then you have insomnia, and I've been up, sometimes for like 24 hours, can't sleep. It's like, your mind is racing, you have anxiety, you're just, it's so hard. And sometimes people don't take it seriously, that you really do have a problem. And so I had really been, it's been really hard and dealing with that over the past few months. But now we're in January, and I actually had a conversation with my mom like a few weeks ago, and she's just really worried about me, her and my dad. And obviously my mom suffers from depression, and she actually takes medication for it, so she knows where I'm coming from. And we just had a really good conversation. Of course, I cried and cried and cried. I even have my tissue here now, just in case. And it just kind of helped me. It kind of gave me that, like, a little slap in my face, and to just say, you know what? It's not going to be like this forever. And even though it's hard now, it's not gonna be like this forever. This is temporary, what I'm going through. And so what I thought I would do is, I wanted to do this video just to kind of put it out there, and tell you guys about it, and talk to you guys about it. I've seen a couple of YouTubers that actually talked about depression that gave me the courage to do it. And I'm actually gonna put at least one link below, because I love her channel, Raven Elise TV. I love her channel. And I remembered watching her video about depression, and I was just like, yeah, I feel the same way. And even though I'm older than her, it doesn't matter what age you are, anybody can suffer from depression. So it gave me the courage to do this video. And then also I saw something on Facebook that gave me something to look forward to, and I actually have it here. It's this 2016 Good Memories jar. I saw it on Facebook. My hands are all like and so what you do is, when something good happens, you write it down and you put it in your jar like this. So I actually have two things in here. And then at the end of the year, so on December 31st of 2016, I'm going to go through all of the good memories that I have in this jar, and I'm going to read them and just kind of reflect back on all the good things that happened. Because the things that I've been going through in 2014 and 2015, the negative has overshadowed anything good. And so it's like, I don't, all I had to focus on was the negative. And so I don't want to do that in 2016. And so I've already gotten, like I said, I've got 2 things in there of good things that have happened so far. And this is what, the first or second week in January, and I've had 2 good things that happened to me, even though I'm still, struggling with my business. I just have a different outlook, and I wanted to share that with you guys, because if you're going through a hard time, and maybe you can do this idea, or maybe there's something else that you can do that can get you to focus more on positive than negative, because I refuse to let this beat me. The situation that I'm in now with my business, and it's not really taking off like I wanted to. It will come. I still have faith, I still have hope, I still see that little glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel, that it will come. And I want to be ready for it, and I want to be a positive person. That's typically my personality. I'm typically a positive person. So I don't like this person that I am, or that I had been. So I just, I want you guys to go on this journey with me. So I hope that you, subscribe to my channel, comment on this video. Let me know, are you guys going through the same thing? Has this video been helpful for you? I actually feel good that I did not break down as much as I thought I would, because this, I definitely can tell that I'm coming out of that negative, outlook, and just seeing negative, that I am, being able to see more positive, and just I'm more hopeful, and so I feel good about that. I'm going in the right direction. I want you guys, if you're dealing with the same thing, to go in that right direction with me. So I guess that's it for now, guys. I'm going to end the video here, but it was great, talking to you. I hope you guys will comment, and I look forward to getting to know you. I look forward to going on this journey of being positive and being successful in 2016, and whatever you want to be successful in. And that's it for now. So until next time, see ya.